Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to my study room, my office room, and I'd like to introduce myself for new beginners, newcomers. My name is Hasan Zeki Alp. I'm a retired engineer. During my active business years, I always interested in many different areas beside my specific profession. One of them was programming languages, and after I retire, I have enough time to get interested in most of them, some of them I can say, and I made a decision, make up my mind, and decided to prepare such kind of Python lessons. Actually, I have prepared 3 of them. This is going to be the 4th time. Hopefully, there will come the others. Step by step, we are going much more further, beginning from the absolute beginners to intermediate and advanced and expert level. Inshallah, I can find time. Inshallah, zaman bulurum. This is in my native language. Thanks for your interest and for your patience for such kind of introduction. I know you are very patient about seeing the codes and to understand, to make practice by using IDE facilities, development facilities. Okay, let's go on with them. So this time we're gonna start with phase 4 after 3 of courses, and I click on phase 4 subdirectory because I have already prepared some Python demo files here, lesson files here. So as far as we have time, within a period of 1.5 or 1 hour 15 minutes, we can go further and further. Okay, this is our demo 76 Python file. Here I would like to describe you, thanks to exception handling, in fact. So that's okay. Exception handling. Exception handling is such a utility that during your code is progressing, is performing, something unaccepted can happen, can occur. And in such cases, computer or the program interpreter gives an error, and sometimes it stops performing the code. So as a programmer, as a software developer, you have to be aware about what's going on with your code. So exception handling is such a tool to be used in such cases. For example, here I make a command to print on the screen hello world, and after that, this is a executable line. In fact, I define a variable number 1 equals to 7 and number 2 equals to 0. So here somehow my code requires to divide some number to another number, right? Number 1 divided by number 2. So just as a quick look, just you can estimate that there will be something as infinity, I think. So in such cases, what's gonna do the code? What's gonna do the software code? So just we'll run and see the result. Okay, just as we see, print hello world is executed, and this message is printed on the screen. And for these steps, especially after this one, computer tries to do something, but the result, the division, gives infinity value, so it's gonna produce an error, zero division error. Okay, zero division error, division by zero. This is the reason, and this is the name of the error. This is a special word. So we have whenever we need to use this error to be printed, we have to use the same exact format. Okay, and it gives the code 1. I can summarize such kind of errors as zero division error. So this must be like this: import error, index error, name error, syntax error, type error, and value error. Just in the proper cases, in suitable cases, the cases that correspond to these circumstances, the program produces errors. Just here I will describe a zero division error. Okay, it's very clear. So after executing this line, the developer will do to overcome the situation. For example, change this with another number, etc. How about this one? Okay, try semicolon, and this is the block to be executed within the try block. Number 1 equals to 7, number 2 equals to 0, and print. Okay, this is gonna produce the same infinity, and after that there is a line here, print done calculation. Calculation is accepted to be done, and I here place an except circumstance, except zero division error. That means in case zero division error, please do this block, right? We can see the indentation, print an error occurred. It gives a message to the developer, and this is the reason due to zero division. Okay, let's make it run and see the result of this program. Okay, an error. Okay, so one can ask that why this line is not performed, is not run, didn't run. Okay, just look here. This division gives infinity, not a proper number, right? So it's gonna produce zero division error, right? Okay, after it's detected that zero division error circumstance occurred, this block will be will be performed. Okay, an error occurred due to zero division. Just I can say this line will not be displayed, will not be printed out anyhow. As a summary, zero division error exception just gives us a path to write any messages, guiding messages in case any error happens. Demo 79. Try a variable equals 10 and print 10 divided by 2. Okay, this is a normal math operation, and I here intently placed an exception, a zero division error line, and just I expect to print an error even if as if an error happened. In fact, there is no error. And after that, outside of this block, okay, just look the indentation, print finished. Okay, let's make it run and see the result once again. Okay, 10 divided by 2 produces 5.0 result. So there is no zero division error circumstance, so no chance to be printed this line, and after that out of the block print finished will be printed. Okay, let's go with the other one. demo 79. Sorry about that, just I made a screen adaptation. I prefer the full screen. Okay, where we left. Okay, and it's not printed any error circumstance. Okay, make it run. Okay, sorry, it was with the previous one. Okay, I declare a variable 10, and here I want to print variable plus hello. Just you can say that this is a numeric value, this is a string. What's gonna be happen? Okay, you got it. There will happen something unexpected, and after that I print variable divided by 2. This seems normal, yeah. And in case if it gives an error, this zero division error will be printed out, and this message will be printed out. And in case there is other type of errors, such as type error, type inconvenience error, or value error, this branch will be printed out. So just I make it run. Okay, error occurred. Which line? It corresponds to this line. Okay, we see that just we can say that variable is a numeric value, and this is string, so it is not practical to combine it with within a print command. Okay, actually here our IDE environment gives a hint: expected type int got string instead. So it's saying that as soon as you run the program, I will give error, type error. Okay, value error or type error, especially type error occurred here. Just you can say that why did you Zeki place such zero error? Just I would like to be sure about the type of the nature of error, in fact, zero division error or type error, so as to do the things that required under such circumstance. And demo 80, try word equals to spam. This is a string, of course, and print divide this string by 0. Okay, of course there will happen something, except print an error occurred. Just mention this one. Okay, make it run, and an error occurred. Okay, so far so good. I think it's very understandable. Just I preferred to make this topic once again with examples, because I remember with some examples just I confused. Please forgive me, because after I complete the preparation of such lessons, just I make a dry run, and I go step by step, one by one, with each files, just to be sure that whenever I try to demonstrate them to you, there will not happen any problem. But in nature, some programs, some codes, even if it is dry run, it produces something, and you have to make them to in original form. Especially this is true with file handling operations, just to overcome that difficulty, to make it much more clear. Okay, let's go with the demo 81. Try number 1 input, this semicolon. This is the message to be printed on the screen, and it accepts some input from the user. I will use alp and high, and print float number 1 divided by float number 2. Okay, in normal circumstances, the input must be seems to be a numeric value, but intently I here, after I make the program run, I will enter alp and high. So let's see the result. Let's see the result of the exception. Okay. Okay, accepts something from us. Alp. This is my surname, and high. It gives invalid input. So we can say that these string values are not accepted by the computer, by the program, because of this type definition. Okay, let's go with demo 82. I would like to mention here finally keyword. Finally can be used with try and accept structure, and after happening something, just you could prefer to be execute one thing at the end of all things. This can be a simple calculation, a message to the user, or anything, can be anything. For example, we test print hello, and after that this is an executable command, and print 1 divided by 0, and except circumstance will be like this: 0 division error, it happens, and print divided by 0. And finally, okay, this gives error, but finally there must be something to be done by the programmer so as to inform the user. So finally stands for just for this purpose. I accept. Just a message here will be printed on the screen. This code will run and this expression will be printed no matter what the result is. That means after all things happened, finally block will be run. Okay, let's see the result. Hello. Yes, hello. Divided by 0 because of this uncalculatable command, and divided by 0, and finally this code will run and this expression will be printed no matter what the result is. Message will be printed on the screen due to this finally keyword. In our demo 83, I test print 1 and accept print 2 and finally print 3. Just I would like to hear your answer. What can be done? What can be done here? Is there any error circumstance? No error. Okay, just here I would like to print 1, and this is the exception case, and finally print 3. Just as you can guess, 1 and 3 will be printed in vertical lines. It's printed 1, and there is no way to print the number 2 because there is no except circumstance. And finally print 3 after executing print 3 command, number 3 will be printed out. Okay, there is another testing after try block, print 1 and print 10 divided by 0. Okay, this is good, this is not good, so exception happens here, occurs, 0 division error, of course. Print unknown var, unknown var will be printed here. Just keep in mind, do you know this or not? Finally print this is executed last. Okay, this is our last message, and let's make it run. Okay, print 1, and something happened here, and 0 division error branch will be performed, and instead of giving any error, just we would like to prefer just to print an unknown var message. Okay, and this is executed last as we expected due to finally keyword. This is executed last. There is no exit code different from 0. That means everything's gone well. And raising exceptions section, just we print the value 1, and here within this block we do some calculations. And raise value error, and we would like to be printed the value 2. Okay. Actually, we raised a value error, but in fact there is no any error circumstance. Okay, if a real value error happened, this block will be printed out. Okay, maybe with an indentation, but for the time being, there is since there is no value error, it gives raise value error and prints value error. Understand? And here another testing. Print 1 divided by 0, except 0 division error. Of course, a 0 division error will happen, and raise value error here. So far so good, and all things are expected as unexpected infinity value. Okay, just look here. This is 86, okay. Try divided by 0, it gives, this is a 0 division error, and division by 0, the action, the name of the action. During handling of the avoid exception, another exception occurred. Which one is it? It is raise value error. Okay, value error circumstance happened. It gives this warning. Okay, let's go with another one, the next one. Name equals to a string 1, 2, 3. Raise name error and invalid name. Okay, let's make it run. Okay, just we could prefer to place another name error here, invalid name, and it's gonna raise a name error. Just as you can see, during your coding your algorithm, sometime you would like to remind yourself that there might happen some error that might include 0 division error, type error, import error, name error, etc. And this will observe the circumstance, and it gives you a warning whatever you wish. It can be printed what you mentioned as your print message. Okay, let's go with 88. And numbers, I expect an input from the user. If float, just look here, float number, that means if the input number is float, and if it is negative, less than 0, raise value error, and just indicate that this is negative, right? You understand step by step? It's some sort of a flag. You would like to raise the flag, and this is the flag, and it raises the message whenever you want to be raised. And -2 I prefer, and it says okay, this is the condition to be observed, and it determines that this is a negative, and it's gonna give negative value, error negative. So just you can check the user input here, and you can be sure that user input is must always greater than 0. In negative circumstances, you would like to expect to be raised value error, and this is structure. And in demo 89, we would like to test number equals to 5 divided by 0, and except here a zero division error will occur, but instead of giving a zero division error, this phrase will be printed. Okay. Here I placed a description, paraphrasing here. It is up to us to raise a zero division error. In fact, instead of zero division error, just we would prefer to be printed an error occurred message instead of a zero division error, because this is somehow ugly. An error occurred, right? And here I print number 1. Okay, there must be a label for that assertion. Just assertion examples, right? Okay, from now on I would like to give you assertion examples. I would like to print it to be printed 1, and here I place a keyword assert. Assert means please accept this reality. That means like this: assert 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Okay, logically it's true, right? Okay. Somehow I teach the computer that 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Okay, keep it in your mind, and print 2, right? And assert here 1 plus 1 equals to 3. Okay, oops, something's gonna wrong here. Actually 1 plus 1 does not equal to 3, so something's gonna happen here, and after that print 3. Let's see the result. In fact, okay, 90. Okay, this here starts from here. 1 is printed, and here there is a error message here, a bundle of error message. Trace back most recent call last in line 6 in module blah 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 blah. Assert 1 plus 1 does not equal to 3. Okay, there is an assertion error. Computer understands that this logic is not true. This is an assertion error, and we expect to print number 3, but after assertion error circumstance, this command will not be executed. Just executed this line. Okay, because we have left here. And what is the next one? Print 0 and assert that the character or byte h does not equal to w, and please keep it in mind. That means like this, and print 1 and assert this as false, and please be careful here, and print 2 and assert true, and print 3. Just can you make a guess who's gonna print here? This is not true. That means this is true, because we're saying that all these are not identical to each other. Okay, anyway, we see. Okay, 0 is printed, and this in line 4, assert false. This is not true. This is not true. Okay, just here 1 is printed, right? And after that, this assertion is considered. This assertion is considered as false, and an assertion error happens. And after that, because it is false, the true section will not be performed. So print 3 will not be executed anytime. And let's define a temp variable as -10 and assert temp greater or equal to 0. Okay, this is the our assertion criteria, and this message will be printed out colder than absolute 0. Okay, let's see once again. Okay, it's gonna give an assertion error because this is not correct. This logic does not correct because temp in fact is a negative number. So assertion error will be printed out, and the assertion error message will be printed out as an indicator colder than absolute 0. Okay, from now on I will give some examples with functions and assert combination. Define my function x so as to within the function block, assert that x greater than 0, and the message will be such error, and print x and go outside of the block. Okay, just here I call my function my function, okay, with parameter 5, right? And here with parameter -5. Okay, without accepting values, just let's make it run. Okay, there is nothing to be printed out. Actually the program works fine, no error code. Just I make it activated, this one, and see the result. Okay, 5 is greater than 0, so there is no error circumstance, error condition. So what about this one? Here I make it deactivated. Okay, it accepts the -5, and it says that assertion error happens here because the condition x greater than 0 will not be kept, will not be met. So error will be printed out, assertion error with the reason error. Okay, let's go with another one. 94. Okay, here from now on I will entangle with file manipulation commands. I know you would say that we have already seen file manipulation, but just I mentioned just before, due to dry run phase, I screw up some of files original situation, and these keywords, major keywords, write, read, just perform and sometimes clean the existing message inside the file. So just I prefer to make much more practices to learn it much more perfect manner. Okay, file equals to open. This is the file name .txt, and this stands for please make it right. That means this file can be accessed as writable mode, and after all stuff we do not forget to close the file by using file.close method. Okay, just what's the name, file name .txt. I perform this one, and okay, all things are well, but no output, because there is no any command to print out, to display anything after we reach or after we create file name txt. In fact, just go lower, file name txt. Okay, this is empty, just I said before, because whenever I use, this was that. Okay, 94. Whenever we access the file with this extension, all the contents of that file is vanished, cleared, and we have to reach the file, this txt file, and we have to enter manually inside the file. And here in this block, do stuff to the file, and after that file dot close the file. Here close is a method. Okay, and here file open file name txt, and re stands for in read mode, and I declare a variable named as count here, file read, and let's see the result. And just there is nothing. I have to write something in this file, in fact. So let's do. This is a sample file. This is the second line of the file. This is the end of the file. Oops. Right. So our file name txt file isn't empty, and it's full of some information. Where we left? Okay. Just as we expected, after executing this print command, count variable and its contents are printed out in the screen. This is the sample file, this is the second line of the file, and this is the end of the file, and end of the file, end of file. All these are the contents of the file name, .txt file, right? It's very easy. File.read and print count. Just instead of writing, we could prefer print file read like this. Okay, this is the structure for file handling operations. Just I made another title here. File equals to open test txt. This is the general form, and the count equals to file.read. This can be any other name. For example, contents number 1, contents in halt A, B, anything can be. File.read, and after that we print the content, and we do not forget file.close method. Let's make it run. Is there anything with the... Okay. Inside the text txt file, text txt, okay, here 96, okay, like this, 96. The contents will be displayed on the screen like this. 97. This somehow will show some extra features of file manipulating. File equals to open file name txt, and please access this file as read only. Okay. Print file dot read, open parenthesis 24, close parenthesis, and close print. This kind of structure is used to read and write byte by byte. So after executing this command, 24 bytes are read and printed, and after that 23 and 28, and at last the remaining part will be printed out, will be displayed on the screen. Just make it run. Okay. After this first print command, this is the sample file. This must be 24 characters, and 23 other one, and 28, and file read, the other what's remaining, end of file. Okay. And we do not forget to place close method. Another one here. Sorry, this is empty. We access the file name txt once again as read only, and I transfer the contents into a string variable, and just here I would like to see the length of this string variable, string itself, the length, how many characters does it have. That means, okay, let's make it run. 93 file name txt, that means this is 99. All bunches of this corresponds to 93, all these one. You can count one by one. 96, 97, 98, 99. Okay. len length stands for length of the string. Okay, this is demo 100. Here I try to access our file name .txt file as read only mode, and I would like to get printed the file, but in read lines mode, line by line. Okay, and after that we close the file. Okay, let's run the program and see the result. Okay, just as you can see, this is the line first, this is the line second, and this is the line fourth, and end of file. Okay, as you remember, read lines prints out line by line. And demo 101, file equals to file, and access our file read only once again, and here I use another structure for line in file. Okay, as long as our variable line in file string print line, that means line by line it's gonna be printed, and please close our file. For line in file print line. Okay, this is the sample file, this is the second line of the file, this is the end of the file, and end of file. 4 times, it iterated 4 times, just I can say. 102, demo 102, and this is examples for writing files. Please create a file in the write mode with this name, with a name like this, my underscore next new file txt, and let's write something inside the file. Okay, let's write something in this file. This is the string to be printed out, to be registered inside the this file, and close. And after a while we prefer to access our file as read only mode, and file read and f close. Here there will be something to be printed out. Just make it run. Okay, let's write something inside in this file. Okay, and after that there is nothing to be printed out, and it gives zero code, exit code. There is nothing here. Because my new file txt includes only this message. Okay, here we already seen that, and here file write. I access my my new file txt once again as in read mode, and reading initial contents, and just make it printed by using this command, and another finishing message, file operations finished, that gives the finishing message, and file close. And after a while I would like to access my new file txt once again in write mode, and something happens here. All the things are vanished, and this file with this new name, the same name, is created once again as empty. And please write something inside this file, some new text, and file close. And just to check the contents, my new file txt in read mode, as you expected, some new text will be printed out as a result of this program. Okay, let's write something in this file. Reading my contents, some new text, and finished as we expected. All is in one file. Okay, where we left here, I'm giving an example here for writing files. Reach my new file txt in the write mode. Okay, let's write something in this file, and make it closed. After a while I can reach the same file as read mode, and to dump its content, and after that close. Okay, let's write something in this file. So whatever there is inside of this my new file is cleaned, deleted, and this new message will be saved within this file, Okay, so we understand that you have to be careful about using in W mode, write mode. Just you have to be sure about that. Is there anything inside that file, or is there any file with the same name when you use this name? Otherwise you are gonna screw up the previously existing file with the same name. Sorry, French, sorry about my language. Demo 103, print okay, here I here access would like to access my underscore new file txt as read mode. Okay, before reading I'm gonna give a message reading initial contents. This is optional, and here I would like to be printed the contents of that file, and after that another message, file operations finished, right? And after that just we see the result and go step by step after that. Okay, reading initial contents. Okay, and file, let's write something in this file just as we have written inside the file, and file operations finished. This is the sentence, the closing sentence. And after that whenever I try to open my new file with mode write, it all finishes and prints some other things, some new text. Okay, some new text, and after that finished. Okay, this is printed like this. Okay. In our demo 104 pi, our message is hello world. This is the string. File open. I here create a file named new file 3.txt in write form. Okay, amounts underscore written is a variable created by me, and I say that please write this message inside the file. Okay, inside the file dot write message, and print amount written. That gives the amount of data written in that file, and of course we close the file. As a summary, instead of so many words, file dot write message, this structure is equal to length message. I mean the length of this message is calculated by means of this command, right? In case write method is performed successfully, then the size of message is written in bytes. Okay, if all things are okay, message size will be printed in bytes, and that corresponds to the length of the message in itself. Actually that number, that calculated number actually stands for the length of the message, i.e. the notation like this. Okay, 104. Okay, 11 in fact. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, 12. Demo 105. Okay, I test here file name txt and print the contents of fread, and finally do not forget to close it. Okay, as you remembered, finally is executed at the end of all things. Just I can place it here. It's a proper place to be executed, and let's see the result. My name is not defined. Anyway, I cannot understand why did it give such a thing. Okay, I have to recheck this. Okay, just ignore. What about the next one? Test it, file name, open file name txt, and print the contents, and here print 1 divided by 0 just to generate an error circumstance here, and finally f close. Let's see the result. Okay, just here the content will be printed. Okay, this is the sample file. Just I would like to see the file name txt result. Okay, 3 lines and 1 extra line, and finally F close. Okay, this is the end of the file, and F close. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Okay, and it gives zero division error here, zero division error due to this mathematical operation, inconvenient mathematical operation. And what about demo 106, 107? And here I test the case, print 1, print 20 divided by 0, and print 2. And after completing this block, exception zero division error will occur, and if there is any zero division error above this code, it's gonna print 3 and finally print 4. So how is it seen after executing the command? Okay, 1 will be printed. Okay, and after calculating this zero division error circumstance, 3 will be printed, and finally 4 will be printed as we expected. And another testing, print 1 and assert this illogic expression. This is false in fact, and except assertion error case, please print 3, and except please print 4. Okay, 1 will be printed, and this is not printed, and assertion error condition will be printed, and that's all. Okay, as I said, this part of the lessons might not be seen as in very fresh new topics, but as I mentioned earlier, I preferred to repeat some sections to understand much more easily and more strong manner, and gave lots of examples not to leave any suspect while you use the mentioned codes and mentioned keywords. I hope you didn't find this section very hard, because I repeated many times, and if you desire, you prefer just closing the sound and just keep the cursor. I always obeyed this rule. What I said, I always indicated the cursor after what I said in order to show that the result will be just as I said. That's all. Anyway, in my next video, I will go further with functions, I think, with much more examples, and I will go a little bit further with classes and objects, instances, as far as we go. Actually, I have no idea how long will this series will be. So far, I have prepared phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and this happened as phase 4. Maybe phase 5 could be including 20 or 25 files. I have no idea, but after completing this series, I would like to show you, present you spider environment, Anaconda's spider environment, because it is easy, much more easier there to give examples with NumPy and Pandas modules. After that time, please keep in peace, and whenever you feel you didn't understand some sections, please go back that specific place, and just you can make your own original codes, make practice, and after that, after 2 or 3 or 5 examples, you will gonna understand the mentality of usage of that keyword and that method, that code anyhow. That's all what I say for the time being, you guys. And thanks for your watching me, and thanks for your sparing time for my enjoying joyful courses, I can say. And let's meet with our next course. So far, bye bye. Keep in peace.